Hey, it's Sharon here from Content Sparks, and in this video I'm going to give you a sneak peek inside the actual materials that you'll download when you get a license to our course called Build Your Unique Personal Brand. So here I am. There are 3 folders that you'll download. They come zipped. You'll just have to extract them. There are student materials. That's everything for your students for learning. Instructor materials are everything that you need for teaching the course in different formats. And then the lead generation materials are things that will help you actually attract students to your course. And the Blaze package option comes with all 3 of these. There's another option called the Beacon level that just comes with the student materials. And there's another option called Flash, which just comes with the lead generation. If you want all 3 of them, you need to get the Blaze. So let's hop into the student materials first. And you can see that there's a course book. That is the core part that has all the information for your students. Then there's the action guide and handouts. That's for helping people actually implement the action steps in the course book. And then there are some other things to help with reinforcing learning. A cheat sheet that summarizes the course, some graphics of key points, an overview, and some handouts of slides if you are getting the Blaze package that comes with slides. So let's take a closer look first at the course book, and I'll open that up for you. And you can see here it's all laid out, ready to customize to your own colors and styles, or you can leave it as is and just add your logo and just add your company name and URL in the footer. And then there's a table of contents all set up with each module. You can see a description of those on this page, each one of the modules. And you can see it starts with the basics of why do you need a personal brand, clarifying your vision, defining it, crafting your messaging, and all the different steps that are outlined in the module descriptions up above on this page. Then you'll see the introduction, the learning objectives, and at the end of each module, let's jump down, you'll see there's some graphics we've done with some key points, and we give you those in that graphics folder also, so you can edit them more easily there if you want. Or you can edit them right in here so long as you have Office 2010 or higher, because they're in Smart Art. But we give you the Shapes version, so you could edit them there. And you can see, as I said, at the end of each module, there's key takeaways, and then there's those action steps. So this is going to help them implement what they're learning in each module and what you're teaching them if you teach it live. So let's hop over to that action guide now, and I'll show you how that fits together. So here in the action guide, again, you'll see the chapters all match up to the course book itself. And then there's places for them to set their expectations for the course and then complete those action steps for each one of the modules in the course, defining their values. Sometimes there's work that they might have to do on a separate piece of paper, like if they're doing there's a vision board exercise in here for them to think about their vision for their brand. There are a couple other things for this course in that same folder, a couple handouts. The first is to help them identify their core values. So there's a big list of core value words there. And then there's another handout here. Let me open this up as well. This is an exercise or a handout that you want to give to other people. So when you're defining your personal brand, one thing you want to do is find out what others already think of you or how they would describe you. So this is a sheet that they can actually give to people to pick a word or more that describes them, because it does really help to go to other people and see. It's hard to give an objective opinion of yourself, but if you go to people you trust, they're going to give you another opinion. It can really open your eyes to how people see you. So just an aside there, but you can see there's that action guide and the other 2 handouts. And as I said, the rest of these things help support your students' learning. Things like this cheat sheet, which everyone always loves because it basically is 2 or 3 pages that summarize each module. So it's laid out where you can see the key points, the learning objective, the takeaways, the key points, and then those action steps. So that we have that for each one of the 12 modules. So those are great for handouts. They're great if you set this up online as an online course. You can convert each one of these into separate PDFs that are downloads in each module, so that people don't have to go back and watch a video or read through a whole chapter. They can just have a summary. And if you decide to do this course via webinars, say, a webinar for each module, these can be great handouts at the end of the webinar to encourage people to stay until the end. So going back up here, I mentioned that we give you those graphics as well, because we illustrate a lot of the key points to spice up the visual of the course book that way, and also for the slides. In here were also a few examples, because in the course book we put in a few examples of vision boards, because that's one of the exercises. So you might want to replace those with your own that are specifically relevant to your market. Other things are a snapshot overview of the whole course. So you can always use this as a reference point. Since there are 12 modules, it helps to keep referring back to where people are in the course. And then finally, as I said, if you get the full Blaze package with the slides, there's a document where we generated those slides into a handout with space for people to take notes next to each. Let's go back up now to the instructor materials, and the core part here is that slideshow. You'd use this either to present live or to record webinars. You would just do your branding like with the course book, add your own style. It helps if you set up something that you can use over and over again as a template and then just apply to the slideshow. We do provide a whole branding guide. If you're a brand new customer, you'll get an email with a link to that, or you can just ask me and I'll send you the link, or send a ticket into our support desk, support@contentsparks.com. So just going back to this, you'll see that underneath each slide also is speaker notes to help guide what you're saying on your webinar or video or presentation. So you could just edit that however you want. And we have little placeholders if you're doing it live to also ask questions, and also to debrief an exercise if you're doing it live. So that is the slideshow. I think that's everything on that. And as I said, you'd want to apply your branding and then maybe do this as separate modules, separate webinars or videos. So we like to give it to you all at once. There are 221 slides in here, and then you would just break it up if you want to record them separately. All right, so going back up with the instructor materials, we give you an implementation guide. This has some extra instructions to help you go through the course and deliver it. So this is just the table of contents. There's an overview, description of the audience, other suggested courses, learning objectives, and some other guidance on timing and whatnot to help you there. And we also exported those speaker notes. I showed you underneath each slide there are some speaking notes to help guide what you say in each of the modules, whether it's video or presentation. So we have those in a separate document. Some people really like to be able to edit it that way. So let's go back up now and see what else is in the instructor materials. There's an evaluation form here. That's great for handing out to people, to your students after the course to get their feedback. Some follow-up emails, and we start you off with 5 here. Basically, after people have taken the course, you want to keep in touch with them with your own emails, but also other tips. So here we've provided 5 that have some different tips to help reinforce the learning, and then you want to just add on to that, send reminders, more tips of your own, again asking for feedback, things like that. So we start you out with those and keep nurturing those relationships with people, because you will want to maybe upsell other services or other courses in the future as well. Research sources is a list of different links. A lot of these are things that we used for research when we put the course together, so it'll help you brush up your own learning as well. And then there's some other folders and files in here, more instructions, a list of all the contents for the course, and a curriculum. So if you want to see how it could work with other courses as well, there's suggestions. And then finally, there's the lead generation materials. Now this is for you to set up a funnel to attract students or just general content. So there's an opt-in report that we give to you in 3 formats. So there's a report format, a cheat sheet format, that's just the summary like the other cheat sheet, and then a slideshow format so you could actually present this as a short webinar or as a video. Then we give you those emails to follow up. So after people opt in, give you their email for requesting that lead magnet. That's what I mean by an opt-in. You would send them emails to deliver it to them and to start nurturing that relationship to sell your course. Blog posts are for putting on your blog, obviously, and an infographic for sharing, and social media posts. So let's just hop into some of these. The opt-in report, as I said, is a report format. It's called the 4 Key Steps to Build a Personal Brand That Increases Your Sales. It's, let's see, 12 pages, and it's again laid out. All you have to do is add some styling of your own if you want, and make sure you get that URL, and make sure at the end you include a call to action. So your sales page, URL, or other call to action in there, because even if you don't use this for the personal branding course, say you want to use this just to attract general leads for your business, you need to have some sort of call to action at the end. So that's the report format. And then the summary cheat sheet format is like that other cheat sheet where you have a summary of everything. And again, make sure you add your call to action at the end. And that is also great for use with the slideshow, because if you want to deliver this as a webinar, you can use the slides, again, add your styling, some images or background colors, stuff like that. Make sure you add your call to action at the end. We've put the speaker notes in under the slides. You can see, use that to guide your script. And then that cheat sheet, you could make a PDF and tell people at the very beginning that they should stay to the end, that they'll get a summary of all the notes from the presentation so that they don't have to actually write everything down. All they have to do is listen. So just a tip there. Let's go back up here. Now I mentioned the emails you're going to put into your autoresponder to send to people after they've submitted their email and requested that lead magnet, that opt-in report. What we've done here is given you 7. The first one is to give them the download, and in each of them we've shown you where you should put that tag in your autoresponder system for the first name. We've highlighted where you want to put in your download link. So the first one is just to deliver it and tell people what's coming. Always put in your name, always put in any other links and call to actions. Then the next 5 are other tips to help follow up on that report. You always want to put in a personal introduction of your own to tailor the emails, make them sound like you. Make sure you put in your call to action, your signature, things like that. So there are 5 more things on social proof, brand identity, all things that are tips related to the opt-in and also related to the course, because you're giving them kind of high-level tips to give them value, and then you want them to actually enroll in your course as well to get more details. And then the final email, that 7th one, you're going to tailor a bit to add your own information however you've tailored the course. So we've set it up for you with the basic learning objectives, a little bit of sales type copy. There's more that you can learn. You can continue working on your own. You can go back, do what you're doing now, that kind of thing. And then you want to tailor any other features you've added to the course, like if you've made it video, webinars, if you set up a group. So this is kind of like your sales email. Well, it is your sales email. And then you're going to put in the link to your sales page in there. So that's an important email to put in when you're ready to sell your course. If you're not ready to sell it yet, you can use all of these and just add on other emails of your own until you're ready to sell, and then use that last one when you're ready to put it in. The other things are, as I mentioned, blog posts. So there are 5 here that you could use on your blog and just tailor again to your language, add some images, things like that, add a call to action. An infographic, this is a simple infographic that you can use on social media to share or even as a handout. Add your branding to it as well. And then finally, we've given you 30 different social media posts. We've kept them short so you can put them on an image to share on social media. They work really well that way. You could also use them as email starter ideas if you want to do it that way. They can go in Twitter. You can use them anywhere. Just add a link to wherever you want people to go. And I think that is everything. So as I said, there's student materials, instructor materials, lead generation materials. If you want to get all of those, get the Blaze package. If you only want the student materials, get the Beacon level. For instance, if you just want to learn this yourself and don't intend to sell it, or you just want to do a text-based ebook, that's all you need. If you only want to attract leads to your business on this topic and you're not interested in selling the course, we do give that option, the flash option of just the lead generation materials. But if you want all three, including the instructor materials, get the Blaze. And let me know if you have any questions at all. Take care.